Well, speaking of settling in, actually sounds like a great place to kind of start off here. Peacemaker season 2 is out, ladies and gentlemen. Coy, if I remember correctly, you've seen the first like 3 or 4, right? Okay. And so I myself, I've only seen the season premiere, which everybody else was treated to yesterday, which a lot to talk about. We're going to dive into it right now. So, Coy, just initial thoughts on the season premiere of the show.
I'm a big fan of comics feeling very different. Like I love when a writer has a different tone, and I love when an artist has a different tone. And to me, to go from Superman right into Peacemaker feels like that. Like the Superman movie making the choice to feel like a graphic novel already in play. I really thought that was super comic-y and fun. Now, Peacemaker being a hard R follow up to a very PG-13 Superman, I really like the tone shift. I think it really shows a versatility in the DCU. I think next year having Supergirl and Clayface and Lanterns is gonna, kind of accelerate in a really natural way because those are 3 very different tones as well. So I think Peacemaker does a really good job just like bringing us deeper into the DCU. I loved the last time on being so important and impactful. I don't think I've ever seen a last time on that did more heavy lifting in my life. So I think it's really playful. It's fun. It's showing the power of Christopher Smith. I think John Cena, like whatever he's done the last 3 years to grow as an actor. I remember being impressed in season 1, but he's even better this season. So I'm digging it, man.
No, I'm liking it a lot too. And one of the things that I think stood out to me, because I'll tell you, I was not 100% on board watching the episode last night. Part of the reasoning for that, I know for a fact, all of that exhaustion I'm talking about by having too much on my plate. I got home from final dress rehearsal. It was like almost 1 a.m. I barely had any energy to do it. Like that's why my review isn't done yet, because I was just like, okay, I finished. I'm going to sleep. I can't do this right now. And like to that point, there were definitely some things that I was like, oh, I wonder if they're going to change the intro. And they did. And I just love Do You Want to Taste It so much that I start off being like, I don't know. I don't know. Now I rewatched it again today and I was like, okay, I'm actually on board. I do like the dance. I like the incorporation. It's kind of fun, similar to an anime that like your opening kind of song. That's what it feels like. It feels like an anime opening. Like random stuff is happening and you get to see the players that are going to be involved in this arc. You know what I'm saying? Is like, I was like, oh, okay. I was like, his dad's outfit is in blue. And so that'll be interesting to see with it. Again, this is a non-spoiler discussion, guys, so you don't have to worry about any spoilers popping off. But you were very right when you're talking about hard R. There is a moment that I thought was a hallucination that I was like, oh, that's actually happening.
Sometimes you got to blow off some steam, man.
There was a lot of blowing off of steam. That's for sure.
And like, I love that that's our first thing after the wholesomeness of Superman, because that's reality, right? Like in our world, there is those levels. And I think comics reflect that. Now a comic universe can.
Yeah, no, 1,000%, man. I'm dying. Somebody in the comments goes, keyword hard R. And I was like, yo, you nasty. But I think what was really well done, and sometimes it can be kind of tricky because when you're starting a new season, and especially a new season of a show that was such a hit, so we're expecting things to be exactly the same kind of feeling and the same energy out the gate, but you do have to do a reset up. There is this idea that, like, for me, I was like, okay, this is kind of a slow start. Like, yes, there's definitely action that happens. Like, there's a number of fights that happen. Obviously, the hard R part we're talking about happens. There's a lot of things that go down, but part of it, and again, I think that's just my brain was fried. I was just like, this seems a little bit slow. But in retrospect, a lot happened in that first episode, and I feel like we're just going to get more pedal to the metal as this goes. I mean, even how the episode ends, immediately feels like, oh, this just got real. This just got really real, really fast. But what element are you most looking forward to? Which character story? Because they kind of set everybody up for what they're going to be doing. Who are you most intrigued by going into the second season?
Oh man, I'm so happy Nutrafol is back. I love Nutrafol. I've been using Nutrafol. I mean, it's got to be 2.5 years now. It is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand and is trusted by over 1.5 million people. You can feel great about what you're putting in your body since Nutrafol hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF content certified, the gold standard in third-party certification for supplements. So a lot of supplements, they rely solely on ingredient studies. Nutrafol clinically tests final formulations to ensure that their efficiency uses a variety of hair measurement tools like hair counts and pull tests to access growth, quality, shedding, and texture. I remember when we got them years ago. Brett and I were like, all right, let's see. I'm getting older. Let's see if they can help us out. And boy, did they. It's been working amazing. You guys have been commenting on my picture that I posted last week on Instagram. You see what's going on. You got to see thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping. You got to go to Nutrafol.com. You got to enter that promo code Christian. Find out why Nutrafol is the best-selling hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com. Nutrafol.com. But you got to use that promo code Christian. That is Nutrafol.com, promo code Christian. You will not be disappointed. Tell them we sent you.
To be honest, I really love that we get some semblance of like the foreboding Frank Grillo to come. Like, you know, we haven't seen a lot, but I really love that we're tying in the Suicide Squad in order to set things up. And I feel like that's a really fun way to universe grow. Frank Grillo's been in every DCU property. Like he was in Creature Commando, Superman, and we know he's going to be in this to an extent. I'm really curious what it's like to have a character that intrinsic. And we haven't really had that with phase ones before. Like phase one of the MCU was very much a villain a week kind of feeling per movie. Like Loki grew out of Thor into Avengers, but there wasn't something consistent across mediums. So like animation, live action, TV, film, like that intrigues me and how that plays. So I think that's my most anticipated element to the show.
No, I respect that. I think for me, it's probably, I think I'm most intrigued by what's ultimately going to happen with Harcourt. I think that she is really going through some stuff. And I thought that her reaction to her situation was the most interesting out of everybody, including, her kind of hard R moment that ends up happening in the episode. I thought was absolutely fascinating, and it keeps ramping up. I mean, first, she speaks to somebody, and then goes a little nuclear by herself. And then when she goes to try and relax, goes nuclear again. And so I'm actually very curious to see where they're going to go with this, how that's going to continue to evolve, and ultimately what that kind of plays out to be, man. But last question. I mean, what are you thinking about the new intro?
So I want to speak to your Harcourt thing first. I think she'd be number 2 for me. Like, and Peacemaker probably number 3 because it's his show. But like, yeah. I agree. Harcourt, the physicality of the character is so awesome, and like she's such a good actress that I'm really excited to see her getting to like have that depth at the start and where that's going to go. Like, I think that's such a great secondary character, and I'm really curious how that plays out. And she's so yoked this season. There's something about like John Cena's size that immediately makes you consider him a certain way. And now it feels like Jennifer Holland has like found a build that makes you assume things of her. Like she's got this physicality that I'm really curious of those two things in parallel. Like I know it's something a lot of people don't think about, but the physicality of someone informs a lot of how you assume they are. Like that's one of the reasons Alan Ritchson as Batman isn't as high for me as it is for other people. It's right. A physical element. And now Jennifer Holland is yoked. And I'm really curious, like what that informs in her rage and her choices and her emotionality. And so to be, these two large human beings having all this emotional turmoil, that intrigues me this season. And then the opening, man, I liked what you had to say about anime. Like this is a really different opening while still being obviously thematically similar. Obviously it's still a really, banger of a butt rock song. And it's got like just a melancholic joy. Like there's a different energy to it overall. I'm a big Foxy Shazam guy. It's a recent thing. Like I'm not going to claim to know them before they were cool or whatever. Like I'm not that kind of hipster, but I like Foxy Shazam and have for a few years. I've more recently gotten more invested because of, these properties. And the lead singer popped up in a Macklemore song like 4 or 5 years ago, and that turned me on to them. He was in the one with the moped song. That guy that has the crazy high voice is the lead singer of Foxy Shazam.
This is the moment.
Yeah, the guy that is like the third act energy in that song is the Foxy Shazam lead singer.
Oh, I didn't know that. Well,
I've seen them live before, and they're so good live. Like, this is one of those bands that's insane live. So to hear that kind of energy in the theme song gets me excited to have that week to week. So yeah, I'm jamming.
No, I mean, let's actually go into our next topic, which is talking specifically about the new opening credits set to "Oh Lord" by Foxy Shazam, as you mentioned. Josh Wilding reporting from Comic Book Movie. Peacemaker season 2 premiered on HBO Max last night, and filmmaker James Gunn has just released the show's new opening credits set to "Oh Lord" by Foxy Shazam. It's every bit as unique and fun, excuse me, as what we got when the show first launched in 2022. As we write this, Peacemaker season 2 has a 98 on Rotten Tomatoes, though critics were only given 5 of the 8 episodes. Fans have now started sharing their thoughts on the premiere, awarding it an 82 on the popcorn meter. New episodes of Peacemaker will be released weekly, so it'll be a while until we get the full scores for the series. Now, the premiere titled "The Ties That Grind" fully wiped away the DCEU by swapping out the Justice League for the Justice Gang. It also revealed how the new DCU multiverse works. I knew the dance had to change because we killed everybody in season 1, Gunn told The Wrap. I guess spoiler alert for season 1. It has been since 2022. But I wasn't sure whether I was going to change the song or keep the song the same and do a different dance. And after just listening to a lot of things and just walking through my imagination, I eventually hit upon "Oh Lord," which I thought was great. They have a great music video, which has dancing in it, and I thought that was a good inspiration for season 2. Foxy Shazam are literally my favorite band. I think that the lyrics are very much about what happens in season 2. I think that in the same way, "Do You Want to Taste It" really captured the flavor, both the light and the dark sides of season 1. The same is true of "Oh Lord." All right, we're not going to watch it right now. If you, obviously go watch the season premiere, or you can come and look at James Gunn's tweet later, just because, copyright. But just hearing all that, I mean, we kind of touched on a lot of this already. And I agree. I think very similar, again, going back to anime intros, because if you go to classic TV shows or Saturday morning cartoons or like Power Rangers, they would show some clips of the season sometimes, but for the most part, it's the same intro. It's Zach smiling at the camera doing hip hop keto, and then showing him as the Black Ranger, showing Kimberly doing gymnastics, and then she's the Pink Power Ranger. It's the same intro the whole time, right?
Yeah.
You do The Office. The Office might change a couple of clips, typically from episodes we've already seen. Nothing surprising to let you know, but the theme song doesn't change. It's the same thing all the way through. Anime has that very specific thing where you're typically not seeing scenes from the show, but you are getting kind of OVA cutaways of, Naruto fighting the new bad guy and like him using his powers, and then Sasuke's hanging in the background, but we don't know what he gonna do. And like that, it kind of feels the same both in the previous season and now that we get to see the repeat in this one. You got a new song, again, to set the tone of the arc, or in this case, season. You get to see every character that's going to be involved. So it almost is a light spoiler for the season, but nothing to write home about. You don't know what they're doing. And I just think it gives a very unique, again, Saturday morning cartoon tone, but our hard R version of said Saturday morning cartoon, which I think is pretty cool. So anything else you would add to this at all, Coy?
It's great to see Frank Grillo dance. I'd add I'd add seeing dude like slide at the end and just have that moment. I got a lot of love for the Grillos, like the whole family of them, man. I know Remy and Rio a little bit, and Frank's always such a tough guy, and he's like such like that, like he's just such a fighter, and he literally has like a Netflix documentary about fighting. Like he's such that guy. So to see him in something that makes him dance in an intro like this, just like him playing ball makes me happy. Like he might be an 80% fighter, but that 20% theater kid makes me happy.
That to me is the funny part, because I've said this before. I'm obviously a theater kid by the nature of like I grew up in the theater, but like when people say theater kid, I have a very specific like image, and I would hate that shit. Like,
oh, I can't hang, dude. I struggle.
I love my theater kids. And I feel like on like a one-to-one basis, I love it. But the minute they all start singing 5,000, 25,000, I'm like, nope, I'm out. All of a sudden, I'm turning UGK up full throttle, just like, let me see it. Like, just.
I definitely have a hard line in the sand. There's a reason I left certain jobs, but like,
I think the internet was trying to save you. You said you have a hard R against theater kids. That's what you were saying.
Hard out.
Hard out. Okay. All right. Well, all that being said, man, we want to know what y'all think. What did you think about the season 2 premiere of Peacemaker? Let us know in the comments, in the chats, man.